Hello friends, I was pining recently for a fur accessory set, and since I can't seem to find a nice vintage set of genuine fur, so far anyway, I decided to grab a piece of faux fur from my stash and see what I can make with it. I decided to start my set off with a muff, and I started with 2 pieces of faux fur, measuring 11 1/4 along the grain line and 14 inches across. Weird measurements, I know, but I was trying to get the most out of my small piece of fabric. For a little extra insulation, I cut a piece of batting to measure 14 inches by 20.5 inches to be an inner lining. I had to cut a number of pieces of lining fabric, so the first, we'll call it piece A, was 14 inches by 11 1/4. The second, piece B, was 2.5 inches by 11 1/4. The third, piece C, was 12.5 by 11 1/4. For the pocket, I cut a piece of lining fabric measuring 11 inches by 8 inches, and I'm calling it piece D as in dog. I cut 2 pieces more of lining fabric measuring 4 by 1.5 inches, and we'll call them both E. My first step was pressing under 1/2 inch along the shorter edge of piece C. I pressed the raw edge under to meet the fold, pinned it in place, and stitched it to make a hem. That's because this edge will be partially exposed on the inside of the pocket. Please excuse my dreary surroundings and lighting. My husband and I were on the road for his work, and I was doing all of this in a hotel room. I pressed pieces E in half widthwise and pinned them in place at either end of my hemmed edge on piece C. The short edges of pieces E were even with the long edges of piece C. The hem was overlapping pieces E by about 1/2 inch, and the folds of pieces E were facing each other. I took that to my sewing machine and top stitched it, then centered my zipper slightly under the lining between pieces E, aligning the zipper's coil with the hem on piece C. I wound up hand stitching the zipper in place because I forgot to bring my machine's zipper foot along, but I would have top stitched it had I remembered. I then pressed under 1/2 inch on the long edge of piece B. I placed it right side up over the free edge of my zipper and pieces E, aligning the ends of piece B with those of E, and bringing my folded edge to meet the zipper coils on this side. So the zipper coils are exposed and not hidden in the lining fabric. I then top stitched that in place without my zipper foot and moved on to the pocket piece, which is piece D as in dog. On the back side, I aligned a short edge of piece D as in dog with the raw pressed under edge of piece B as in bone, centering D as in dog between pieces E. On the back side, I pinned around all of the edges and stitched it in place using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I flipped it over to stitch the ends of my zipper and along the zipper's edge on piece B as in bone. There are a few different ways to add a pocket to a muff, and in hindsight, I don't think I chose the easiest one, but oh well, it still worked. I then placed piece A right sides together with my whole pocket combination and stitched along one long edge using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I placed my 2 fur pieces right sides together and stitched along one long edge of them. I did this on the edge I wanted to be the top. In the video, I accidentally show myself pinning what would be the bottom edges together, but don't worry, I did fix it before I sewed. And yes, my cone of thread is sitting in a granola bar box. We make do when we're on the road. I then set out my pieces as shown. The lining right side up, my rope, the ends of which are pinned in the center of the long raw edges, my fur upside down, and finally my batting. I pinned all of these layers together along the two long edges and sewed them with a 1/2-inch seam allowance. I then put my hand between the lining and the fur layers and pulled the other end through to turn the whole thing right side out. I folded it in half, fur sides together, and matched the raw fur edges, then seamed it at a 1/2 inch again, only catching the fur and the batting layers, leaving the lining free. Make sure your strap is against the fur side of your muff, otherwise it will be on the inside when you turn it right side out. I folded under my seam allowance on the lining, pinning it as I went, and whip stitched it together. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring pink thread to match my lining, and so black had to do. There may be some things I would change if I were to do this project again, but if I'm being honest, it will probably just depend on the final result that I want at that particular time. And either way, this was still a very fun first try. I do plan to do another video when I make the coordinating hat and possibly some other pieces, but it's looking like winter is nearing its end already, at least in my neck of the woods, so the rest may have to wait until fall, but we shall see.